Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Rama Rama,
Hare, Hare Rama.
Please unmute yourself.
Yes, Mataji. I was thinking so. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhu bheva patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo nama. Ananta koti Vaishnav Vrind ki jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. All glories to assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devidasi from Texas College Station, welcoming all of you to Bhakti Sanga conference call. I thank all of you for attending this session. Please forgive me for interrupting your ecstatic chanting. I would like to read the 10 offenses to the holy name which are to be avoided, written by Srila Vyasadeva in Padma Purana. 1. To blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their life for propagating the holy name of the Lord. 2. To consider the name of demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal or to be independent of the name of Lord Vishnu. 3. To disobey the order of the spiritual master. 4. To blaspheme the Vedic scriptures or scriptures in pursuance to the Vedic version. 5. To consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be an imagination. 6. To give some interpretation to the holy name of the Lord. 7. To commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name. 8. To consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities offered in Vedas as fruitive activity Karma Kanda. 9. To instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name. 10. To not have a complete faith in chanting of the holy name and to maintain material attachment even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to achieve the desired success of Krishna Prema. Once again, I thank everyone for joining today's Bhakti Sangha conference call. Before we move on to our next session, may I know who all joined this morning?
हरे कृष्ण विनीता गंधर्विका माता जी दंडवत प्रणाम श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, गुरु महाराज की जय. प्रीतिदासी फ्रॉम शार्लोट. हरे कृष्ण.
Hare Krishna, Priti Mataji, Danvat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining and giving your association. Welcome to the call.
हरे कृष्ण.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
is there
Krishna,
anybody who would
Mataji.
like to introduce? Yes, Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga and all the assembled devotees. This is Yashamati Priya Devidasi from Chicago.
Hare Krishna, Shrimati Mataji, Danvat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining every day and giving your sweet association. Welcome to the call.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandot Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Shama Gauri Devidasi from Charlotte.
Hare Krishna, Shama Gauri Mataji, very happy to see you. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining, and all glories to your wonderful services. Welcome to the call.
Happy to see you too, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, all Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj's. My humble obeisances to you and all the devotees. This is Krishna Kumari Devidasi from Rani.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Kumari Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining and giving your association. Welcome to the call.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj, all glories to assembled devotee. This is Mohini Lakshmi from Detroit.
Hare Krishna, Mohini Lakshmi Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining every day and giving your association. Welcome to the call.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and all the assembled devotees. This is Indulekha Karna Devidasi from Link.
Hare Krishna, Indulekha Karuna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining, and all glories to your wonderful services. Welcome to the call.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. My Dandavat Pranams to all the assembled devotees. This is Sushmita from Canada.
Hare Krishna, Shishmita Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining every day and give wonderful services to the Bhakti Sangha. Welcome to the call. Is there anybody who would like to introduce themselves?
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, Dandavat Pranam to you and all Vaishnavas, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev Ki Jai, Vrinda.
Hare Krishna Vrinda Gopika Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, joining every day and giving your sweet association. Welcome to the call. Is there anybody who would like to introduce themselves?
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. This is Varija from Mumbai, and it's a pleasure to be on this call. Dandavat Pranam to all the devotees and glories to Srila Prabhupada. Mataji, I've sent you a message on WhatsApp about chanting. I've sent you a message on WhatsApp from Mumbai on WhatsApp. It will be an Indian number.
Okay. I will check, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much for joining and giving your association, Mataji.
All glories to Prabhupada. Srila.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to all the assembled devotees. This is Shiromani Nandarani Devidasi from Krishna Katadesh. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Shiromani Nandarani Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining every day and giving your association. Welcome to the call. Very happy to hear your name, Mataji. Is Balabhadra Kripa Prabhu on the call?
I didn't see Prabhuji yet, Mataji.
Yeah, he's sending introduction. I kept ready for myself also.
Okay, he's not going to be there for introduction. He'll be there for Q&A.
Oh, okay, you messaged. Okay, Mataji. We'll start the recording, Mataji.
Okay.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome to Bhakti Sanga conference call. Today we are very fortunate to have His Holiness Bhakti Anugraha Janaradhana Swami Maharaj to enlighten us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto, 7th chapter, 18th verse. Before we hand over the call to Maharaj, I would like to read the introduction of Maharaj. His Holiness Bhakti Anugraha Janardhana Swami Maharaj, born in Philippines. Maharaj is a senior disciple of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. He joined ISKCON in the year 1984 in the Toronto, Canada. When Maharaj was 14 years old, he started to get curious about spirituality, and that's when he came in touch with Srila Prabhupada books. When Maharaj got more and more interest in Srila Prabhupada books, he insisted his mother to get him Bhagavad Gita. However, he was not able to receive Gita that time by mail due to some reasons. But when he moved to Canada in 1980, he could successfully get his first Bhagavad Gita by mail from LA. When Maharaj was in Toronto in 1984, he visited a temple and never left ISKCON temple after that. He started to live in temple on the rent rather than staying outside. That how Maharaj got involved in temple services. His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj has recommended making Maharaj a member of Vrindavan Executive Board, and so Maharaj has been serving as a vice president in Vrindavan in India. For more than 12 years, Maharaj is an excellent Kirtanya. He travels with His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj all over the world to preach Krishna consciousness. Specifically, has been preaching in Delhi, Vrindavan, and Philippines. This is a brief introduction to Maharaj. We can wait until Maharaj joins. I can continue chanting, or if somebody want to introduce, they can introduce themselves.
Yes, Mataji, Maharaj is coming in 2 minutes.
Okay. Then I will continue my chanting. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna. Yeah, Maharaj is joining. He needs to connect to the audio. Yeah. Waiting for Maharaj to connect to the audio. Yeah, I think he connected. Yeah. Hare Krishna Maharaj. Hare Krishna Maharaj. Hare Krishna Maharaj, can you hear us? Yes.
Haribol, can you hear me?
Haribol Maharaj. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Maharaj, for joining and giving your association. Can you hear us, Maharaj?
I cannot hear you.
Oh. Can you try to reconnect, Maharaj? Oh, no. Can we write
There's
a chant?
no sound.
But we can hear you, Maharaj.
Ah, I cannot hear you though. I don't hear what you're saying. Are you muted or not?
Yes, Maharaj, I am talking. Can you
No.
please reconnect?
Maybe the volume
Oh, hold on.
very low or something.
Speaker.
Can you hear us, Maharaj?
Okay. Yes, finally.
Yes. Yeah, I was thinking computer volume would be low. Hare Krishna
My
Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Maharaj. After a long time, you are giving us your association. We are really fortunate to have your association, Maharaj. Today's verse is 7th canto, 7th chapter, 18th verse, Maharaj. I now hand over the call to you, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Okay, so shall we go straight to the verse, or am I allowed to chant Jai Radha Madhava, or what is the...
Yes, Maharaj, please. We can do Jai Radha Madhava and then go to verse.
Okay, let me try. Check my cartels here. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Giri Baradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Giri Baradhari Yasodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yamuna Tiyavana Chari Yamuna Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Yashodanandana Vraja Janarandana Yashodanandana Vraja Janarandana Yamuna Tera Vanachari Yamuna Tera Vanachari Yamuna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Radhe.
Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Sri Radhe.
Jaya Radha Madhava Madhava Sri Radhe.
Jaya Radha Gopinata Radha Gopinata Sri Radhe.
Jaya Radha Gopinath Radha Gopinath Shri Radhe.
Jaya Radha Shama Sundar Radha Shama Sundar Sri Radhe.
Jaya Radha Shama Sundar Ram Shama Sundar Shri Radhe.
Jaya Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna
Jaya
Balaram
Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram.
Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Gauranitai Jaya
Jaya
Gauranitai
Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai.
Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Sila Prabhupada
Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Shiva Prabhupada.
Jai
Jai.
Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Shrimate Gopal Krishna Goswami Dhamini Prabhupada Sasaitam Yapakasha Vidyarcha Vacharam Girvanshadu Bhagat Pate Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Om Jnana Timirandasya Gyanan Gyana Salakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manovistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Juta Padakamalang Shri Gurung Vaisnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatan Sahagana Raghunatan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sarvadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Visakam Sha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesa Gopika Kanto Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavanishwari Visabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanang Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivas Adi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So today we're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, text number 7, the science of God and what Prahlad learned in the womb. Text number 18. Janmadhya sada ime bhava drista dehasyanatmana palanang iva vrikshasya kaleneswara murtina. Janmadhya sad ime bhava drista dehasyanatmana palanang iva vrikshasya kaleneswara murtina. Janmadhya sad ime bhava drista dehasyanatmana palanang iva vrikshasya kalenaswara murtina. Okay, so let me see here. Word for word meaning. Janma adhya, beginning with birth. Sat, the six. Birth, existence, growth, transformation, dwindling, and at last death. Ime, all this. Bhava, different conditions of the body. Drishta, seen. Dehasya, of the body. Not atmana, of the soul. Palanam, of the fruits. Iva, like vrikshasya, of a tree. Kalena, in due course of time. Isvara murtina, whose form is the ability to transform or control the bodily activities. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada Ki. Let me see here. Translation. Just as the fruits and flowers of a tree in due course of time undergo 6 changes: birth, existence, growth, transformation, dwindling, and then death. The material body, which is obtained by the spirit soul under different circumstances, undergoes similar changes. However, there are no such changes for the spirit soul. Purport. This is a very important verse in understanding the difference between the spirit soul and the material body. The soul is eternal, as is stated in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, text 20. Jayate mriyate va kadachin nayang bhutva bhavitava nabuya ajo nitya sasvato yang purano nahanyate hanyamani sarire. For the soul there is never birth nor death, nor having once been does he ever cease to be. He is unborn, eternal, ever existing, undying, and primeval. He is not slain when the body is slain. The spirit soul is eternal, being freed from waste and change, which take place because of the material body. The example of a tree and its fruits and flowers is very simple and clear. A tree stands for many, many years, but with the seasonal changes, its fruits and flowers undergo 6 transformations. The foolish theory of modern chemists that life can be produced by chemical interactions cannot be accepted as truth. The birth of a human being's material body takes place due to a mixture of the ovum and semen. But the history of birth is that although the ovum and semen mix together after sex, there's not always pregnancy. Unless the soul enters the mixture, there is no possibility of pregnancy. But when the soul takes shelter of the mixture, the body takes birth, exists, grows, transforms, and dwindles, and ultimately it is vanquished. The fruits and flowers of a tree seasonally come and go, but the tree continues to stand. Similarly, the transmigrating soul accepts various bodies which undergo 6 transformations, but the soul remains permanently the same. Ajo nitya sasvata yam purano nahanyate hanyamani sarire. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, text 20. The soul is eternal and ever existing, but the bodies accepted by the soul are changing. There are 2 kinds of soul: the Supreme Soul, the personality of Godhead, and the individual soul, the living entity. As various bodily changes take place in the individual soul, different millenniums of creation take place in the Supreme Soul. In this regard, Madhva Acharya says, Sadvikara sarirasya na Vishnu stadgatasya chatad adhinam sariram cha Gatvatan mamatam chajet. Since the body is the external feature of the soul is not dependent on the body. Rather, the body is dependent on the soul. One who understands this truth should not be very much anxious about the maintenance of his body. There is no possibility of maintaining the body permanently or eternally. Antavanta imedeha nityasyukta sharirina. This is the statement of Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, text 18. The material body is antavat, perishable, but the soul within the body is eternal. Nityasyukta sharirina. Lord Vishnu and the individual souls, who are part and parcels of him, are both eternal. Nityo nityanam chetanas chetananam. Katha Upanishad, Canto 2, Chapter 2, Text 13. Lord Vishnu is the chief living being, whereas the individual living entities are parts of Lord Vishnu. All the various grades of bodies, from the gigantic universal body to the small body of an ant, are perishable. But the super soul and the soul, being equal in quality, both exist eternally. This is further explained in the next verses. Hare Krishna. Again, the text, Janmadya sad ime bhava drishta dehasyanatmana palanam iva vrikshasya kalenasya varamurtina. So, as Srila Prabhupada mentions, this is a very important verse in understanding the difference between the spiritual soul and the material body. The living entities in the material world has been wandering into many, many species of life, birth after birth, according to the desire that they have at the time of death. And the activities that we have performed during our whole life that determines our next body. Even though we change, the body changes. Prabhupada says even every moment the body is changing. And completely every 12 years, all the cells in the body changes. However, the person within the body never changes. It still remains the same. This is the nature of the soul. We transmigrate from one body to the next. And even in this lifetime, our body is changing, as we've heard from the Shastra and also from Srila Prabhupada. Here, clearly explains about the nature of the soul, that it changes. It undergoes 6 changes. The body is changing. It's not the soul is changing. When we take birth, that is one of them, and then we grow up, then to boyhood, to youthhood, to adulthood, to old age. These are different segments or divisions or parts of our existence within this body. Take birth, existence, growth, transformation, dwindling, and then death. So the body undergoes to these different changes. But the spirit soul within the body remains the same. And an analogy was given here. Yes. The Prahlad Maharaj, he learned this Bhagavat Dharma, or the knowledge about the absolute truth, while he was in the womb of his mother, Kayadu. When Hiranyakashipu went for penance, austerities, went to Mandarachala mountain. The demigods, they took advantage to usurp. And they try actually to gain the kingdom back from Hiranyakashipu. And at the same time, they wanted to kidnap Kayadu. This is the story goes that Narad Muni arrived in the scene, and he says that you are not knowing who is the child within the womb of this mother. He is sinless. He is a Mahabhagavat. Prahlad Maharaj is one of the Mahajans, 12 Mahajans. Mahajanas means they are the authorities of the Supreme Absolute Truth, knowledge about the Supreme Absolute Truth, Atma Tattva, Tattva Gyan. Swayambhu Narado Shambhu, Komara Kapilo Mano, Praladho Janako Bhishmo, Balir Vayasaki Vayam. So Prahlad Maharaj, he learned and he remembered these transcendental teachings of Narad Muni towards Kayadu. Kayadu was serving menial services that were rendered by Kayadu to Narad Muni, and at the same time, Narad Muni imparted the knowledge about the Supreme Absolute Truth to Kayadu. But Kayadu's mentality is that she's absorbed in protecting the child within her womb, and also thinking about her husband, Hiranyakashipu. And therefore, she was not able to remember all of these teachings. But Prahlad Maharaj, this is the nature of the spiritual knowledge, that even though it is very subtle, a baby within the womb of the mother, if transcendental knowledge is being imparted to the soul in the womb, the soul is able to hear. It's like it is advised that if a mother is pregnant, then it would be nice also to read these different passages from the Srimad Bhagavatam. One can read the Krishna book, and the baby within the womb also will able to hear. One may say, how is that? This is the subtle nature of spiritual sound vibration, that it will penetrate, go inside the womb of the mother, and the child will be able to hear. That means the soul will be able to hear. So he remembered all of this, Prahlad Maharaj, throughout his life. He remembered this. And now he's imparting the same knowledge to his classmates who were all sons of the demons. I remember going to Ahobilam. Any of you have been to Ahobilam? Ahobilam is in South India. This is the place where Lord Nrsimhadev appeared. That means millions and millions of years ago. In a different kalpa, of course. So this is like a mountain, and in the shape of Garuda. Who is the carrier of Lord Nrsimhadev, of Lord Vishnu? Garuda. So this mountain looks like there's a beak of Garuda, and there's like a wings of Garuda. So we climb. We have to go trekking for at least a couple of hours to reach the top of the mountain. But again, once you reach the mountain, it's very mystical, because the different places in this mountain also located is the school of Sanda and Amarika, the two sons of Sukracharya. So it is like on top of the mountain, and it's a big slab of stone. Big slab of stone, very flat. And this is the classroom. This is the classroom of Prahlad Maharaj and his classmates. And I was wondering, because if they play too much, they'll fall to the ravine. It's very, very, the altitude is very high. We have to walk, we have to go past a stream, and then we have to go climb up. Luckily, one donor, he made easier for the pilgrims to go and climb the mountain. So he built slabs of stones also, concrete stones. And there is a stream of water, like a waterfall, very, very small. The streams of water, you have to go through, you have to pass through there, so it'll be wet. And it says that anyone who passed by here, all of his sins that have been accumulated for many, many millions of births has been washed away. So there's a place there where Hiranyakashipu was killed by Lord Nrsimhadev, bifurcating his chest. But then there is a place where you have to go. It's like almost, it's really very steep, and it's almost like this. Okay, not like this. Okay, you have to climb. You have to climb way up. And I have a fear of heights. So we did not dare to go. But maybe someday I would like to go back. This is Ahobilam, the appearance place of Lord Nrsimhadev. And because now the topic is what Prahlad Maharaj had learned from the womb, and he's teaching back, he's relating back what he learned from the instructions coming from Narad Muni. And this is one of this. And the verse says, it's like fruits of flowers of the tree in due course of time undergo 6 changes. But the tree never changed. The tree remains the same. So similarly, we may change our body even in this lifetime. Like every 12 years, we mentioned earlier, our body is changed. It's like from birth to 12 years old. Actually, when we took birth, we're already 10 months old. And then the next birthday, next year, is not 1 year old, but actually 1 year and 10 months, approximately. So every 12 years, from birth to 12 years, all of our bodily cells of all the body changes. Then 12 to 24, again, completely different. Then 24 to 36, again. Then 36 to what? Plus 12? 12, 24, 36, then 48. Then another 12, 60. Right now, many of you are 60 years old plus, but many also are young. I can see the faces like Lavanya. She looks kind of young. So, but we are the same person, even from within the womb of our mother. And right now, there's no change for the soul. And we feel the same actually. It's only the body may not be able to function. So when we get old, it's like a machine or it's like an automobile. No, the body will not be able to function. Like the organs will fail, but it's the same person that is inside. And this is the teachings, one of the first teachings of the Bhagavad Gita, as Prabhupada quoted here, having the nature of the soul being eternal. From the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, contents of the Gita summarized. And this is text number 20. What's that verse again? Najayate mriyate va kadachin nayang gutba babita va nabuya ajo nitya sasbatoyam purano nahanyate hanyamani sarire. For the soul there is neither birth nor death at any time. That means the soul also is being created. The creator, Lord Krishna, he is the main source. Janmadi Ashayataha. Everything emanates from him. And he says that the Supreme Lord is completely satisfied. But then again, he created us ultimately for his own pleasure, for his own satisfaction. His completeness is not really complete without the living entities. The living entities were created so that ultimately for his own pleasure. And our constitutional position is that we are all parts and parcels, fragmental parts and parcels. Mama Ivamso, Jiva Loke, Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. We're also eternal. Lord Krishna is eternal, but he is the maintainer of all the other plural, eternal, living entities. And our nature is to serve the Supreme Lord. It's like we cannot take that away from the soul. That is the Sanatan Dharma. I was listening lecture of Srila Prabhupada. This is my daily routine. I would hear a class or two of Srila Prabhupada every day. So Prabhupada was saying Sanatan Dharma. What is Sanatan Dharma? Like Dharma. Now, the closest in English, what is Dharma means is religion. But it is not religion that we are having nowadays in Kali Yuga. Many so-called religions in Kali Yuga is called cheating religion. They're not really invoking one's love of God. And Srila Prabhupada says, the best religion is the one who can show you how to develop love of God. How many religions, so-called religions nowadays are giving this to the followers of that so-called religions? No, very rare. And Sanatan Dharma means eternal religion. So what is our eternal religion? Our eternal religion is to serve Lord Krishna. Service. This is the religion, service to Krishna. So we have to understand, first of all, who we are, what is the nature of the soul, and by understanding the nature of the soul, we'll be able to understand the nature of Krishna, because we are small particles compared to Lord Krishna. Krishna is the complete whole, and we are parts and parcels. And Prabhupada gave an example, is like by understanding the nature of a drop from the ocean, water. Water is vast in the ocean. But if you take a small sample of the water, few drops, from even one drop, you have dropper, in dropper, some medicines or some essential oils, you have dropper. So you take one drop of that ocean. So similarly, you'll be able to understand the whole nature of the whole ocean. So the soul explains that it's neither birth nor death. Even though we're created, it says that there is no time in the history of the world or the creation that can be pinpointed that, yes, we were created into this at this time. No, there's no such thing like that. He has not come into being, does not come into being, and will not come into being. He's always there, eternal. Even though it says that we were created, but still that creation, because we cannot pinpoint that time that we were created, and therefore he is eternal, the soul. He is unborn, even though we were created. He is still unborn. Achinta Veda Veda Tattva here. He's eternal and ever existing. But the body, it's just like the body we have right now is a custom made for the soul to have because of the particular activities, the karma that we have performed in the previous lifetimes. Not just one lifetime. It's like it's been evolved after so many lifetimes. At this lifetime, we have this body, a human form of life. And it says in the Bhagavad Gita also, Sarvagata, the soul exists in every nook and corner of the material creation. Sarvagata. And some yogis, they can decide where to go at the time of death. They have that some mystic power to tell or to decide where they will go. And we can decide also where we want to go. The devotees of the Lord, they are preparing themselves to go back home, back to Godhead. The materialists, they don't have a clue. And the greatest fear is at the time of death. Because at that time, the person, the soul, will not be able to know where he's going. But for the devotees, there is no death. For everyone, there is no death. But especially the devotees, they may live this body at the time of death. I remember taking care of my mother in the last few days, few weeks of her life. And I can see this dwindling part. I can see she likes to sleep a lot. That is dwindling. For no reason at all, she just sleeping practically, I don't know, all day long. She will be just awake when it's time to eat. She'll be awake when we're supposed to be sleeping. This is dwindling. Sometimes I will be talking with her, then I will see her, like not with me. So this is like the dwindling part. And we all will face this one day. All of us. Death means we don't know when. That means old age comes first before death. The Prabhupada says also, even a young child took birth today and the child died the next day. That means that child is already old, even though one day old. Because why? Because of the death. This is the death is the I just realized when we die, that's it. We don't come back again to this material body, to the same material body that I'm having. It's like saying goodbye to friends, family, loved ones, relatives, saying goodbye and never come back anymore in this body. It's like in India, if the person died at night, then by sunrise, by noon, maximum, the body has to be cremated. And if the person died in the daytime, by sunset, the person's body also should be cremated. So there's no chance because the soul is hovering around the body, wanted to come back. We're so attached to this body. Everyone is so attached to this body. And some, they'll spend hours of time looking in the mirror, looking on the reflection. Because if there's anyone whom we love the most, will be ourselves. Next to no one, next to nobody. We're so attached to this body. We'll pamper this body. We'll try to decorate this body. But this body actually is dead matter. What makes the body alive is the soul. The soul doesn't depend on the body. Prabhupada says in the purport, right? You remember? The body depends on the soul. And Prabhupada says, we should keep this body together with the soul. It's like we should eat so as we'll be able to keep the body and soul together. And this is the main issue here now. If we just taking care of the body and forget the soul inside, Prabhupada gave an example, just like a golden cage with a bird inside. You just keep polishing the cage, but then you forget to feed the bird inside the cage. So what will the bird, what was going to happen to the bird? The bird will die, but you have a nice polished golden cage. So it is useless just to take care of the body and then forget the nature of the soul. So our goal is to find out how we can be able to nurture the soul in order to develop love of God. As Prabhupada says also, it is not good enough to know that we are not this body, that we are spirit soul. What is the duty of the soul? Again, to serve Lord Krishna. So how do we perceive that there is a soul? It is to the symptoms of consciousness. Perception of soul by consciousness is the symptom. See, higher than the senses is the mind, higher than the mind is intelligence, and higher than the intelligence is the soul, or consciousness. The ego is the identification of who we are, and the real ego is that I am spirit soul, and I'm eternal servant of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So the practical proof that the soul never becomes old is that we are the same spirit soul. The old man is the same spirit as the young man, never changes. Again, Srila Prabhupada mentions in the purport about the two kinds of soul, the anu and the vibhu, infinitesimal and the infinite. Vibhu means unlimitedly infinite. We also have the same nature as the super soul, the jiva and the paramatma, but we can be covered up. The living entities can be covered up. Having come in contact with the material energy, we have a tendency to commit mistakes, to cheat. Our senses are imperfect, and a tendency to be in illusion. But the Supreme Lord cannot be covered up. Cannot be covered up by the modes of material nature. And that's why Prabhupada says the only difference between Lord Krishna and us is that Lord Krishna is eternal. His body is eternal. Like a 16-year-old youth. And because his body never changes, that means he remembers everything. And because our body is changing again and again, many times during this lifetime, and therefore we forget. There is this forgetfulness. That is the difference. We forget, but Krishna never forgets. We cannot even remember what we were doing, like, let's say, what? 3rd of April, 2024. Can you remember immediately what happened 3rd of April? Unless you're sleeping, then you can remember at that certain time. But if you're doing some activities, forget that. We cannot even recall. I cannot recall what happened to me like last week, unless you're chanting your rounds at a certain time, or you're in the mandir and so on. But materially speaking, it's very difficult to ascertain immediately. So, again, the difference between consciousness of the soul and the Supreme. The Supreme Soul, the Paramatma, he knows past, present, and future. Past, present, and future. That means he knows even what I will decide in the future. Materially, yes. Yes. Spiritually also, yes. But we can change our material destiny. Karma changes. Of all the 5 main subject matters in the Bhagavad Gita, karma is the only one which is not eternal. Kala, Jiva, Isvara, and Prakriti, they're all eternal. But karma changes. So individual soul is prone to forgetfulness. Krishna is the fountainhead of the super soul. The root cause, there are 3 aspects of the Supreme Lord: Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavan iti Sabjate. So the representative of Lord Krishna, who is all-pervading, omnipotent, in all the corners of the material world, the presence of Lord Krishna is there as Paramatma, super soul. And Arjuna, who is also a jiva, is the atomic soul. He's forgetful of his real nature. That's why the Bhagavad Gita was spoken again. Even though Arjuna was present at the time when Lord Krishna spoke the Bhagavad Gita to the sun god Vibhasvan over 200 million years ago. And it still has to be repeated again for our own benefit 5,000 years ago. Therefore, Arjuna needs enlightenment by Krishna. So now here, who can understand the glories of the soul? From the Katha Upanishad, it says, only one free from all material desires and lamentations, and by the grace of the Supreme, then we can understand the glories of the soul. Nasochati nakangshati sama sarveshu bhuteshu madbhaktim lavati param. For the person who doesn't have any more lamentations, no more desires for material gain and profit, no more lamentations for what he lost, because material things come and go. I know some devotees, they get affected. Let's say if someone in the family departs, his goma is affected. He'll become depressed. A devotee will become depressed, and sometimes the devotee will lose faith and chanting of the holy name. He will stop chanting. He will stop going to the temple. He will stop associating with the devotees. He will stop almost completely the process of bhakti. We get affected. So we should not be affected because material things, they come and go. Our family members are very important to us. They're very valuable, our friends, our loved ones. But our relationship with them is only in this lifetime. Due to karma, we took birth, a certain family, we have friends because of our karma. But what happens next? When we die, we take up a different form of body. We will have forgotten them completely. And even if we meet them in some other lifetimes, let's say we're still here in the material world, some other lifetimes, we will meet them, we will not be able to recognize, oh, he is my father. Oh, yeah, he was my mother. He was my younger sister. He was my elder brother. We will not be able to do that. But we are all in the same family under the shelter of Lord Krishna. So anyone who is free from material desires and lamentations, and by the grace of the Supreme, we can understand the glories of the soul. This is what we call Tattva Gyan. This is knowledge, Atma Tattva. Okay, let's see furthermore what is in the purport. We mentioned that already, the two kinds of souls. And again, the material body is antabat, atmabanta imideha nityasyukta saririna. This is the statement of the Bhagavad Gita. So when you hear many lectures from Srila Prabhupada, he will hammer down again and again this knowledge that we're not this body, we're a spirit soul. It's not so easy to understand that we're not this body. But when we perform bhakti, when we start chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra sincerely, not just chanting for the sake of finishing one's rounds, when we chant with sincerity, with love and dedication, without any offenses, then we come to the spiritual platform. We'll be able to be released from the material or bodily concept of life. Because there's no difference between the holy name and Lord Krishna. So of all the system of way how we can understand Krishna, the best is the hearing and chanting the holy name of the Lord. And this is the Yuga Dharma. But we are not putting so much emphasis into this. We're not prioritizing this chanting. And we have to have some taste for chanting. As Rupa Goswami says, the chanting of the holy name of the Lord, whenever he hears the name Krishna, thousands of tongues and thousands of ears is not enough because of the nectar. One's advancement in Krishna consciousness can be ascertained in how we chant our rounds.
Haribol?
Hare Krishna, I think. Oh,
Oh,
Maharaj.
he's back. Maharaj is back. Oh, he's gone. Should be joining the devotees. Just maybe a couple of seconds.
Looks like power gone over there.
Yeah, that seemed Mataji. Yes.
Maharaj has joined again. Yes, Maharaj is there.
Haribol, we just got a brown out here. There is no electricity. Oh, let me get this. Okay. Now we're back. We're back. I will stop here now. If we are not able to understand that we're not this body, or that we're a spirit soul, so how can we move on? How can we attain love of God? Is it possible? No. Everything will be just mechanical, but that is still okay. We still continue, and maybe someday we'll understand that we're not the body. But everything boils down, as we mentioned earlier, in how we chant the holy name of the Lord. So we should give utmost importance in chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Okay, I will stop here now. If you have any questions, any comments.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Am I able to cover most of the
Oh, yes.
yeah?
Yes, Maharaj. Yes. It was a beautiful class. You covered most.
Okay. Any
Yes.
questions or
Yes, Maharaj.
points?
Very beautiful class, Maharaj. First of all, thanks for being on the call, Maharaj. I know you have a very busy schedule, especially with the Guru Maharaj's health and taking care of all the North American disciples and whatnot. So thanks for being here, first of all, Maharaj, for your time. Thank you
Sure.
for your Ahobilam, I would say pastime. You've been there. So that's very nice to listen, where Narasimha Dev
Yeah,
appeared.
if you have the chance, try to go there. It's near Hyderabad.
Yes,
Few
Maharaj.
hours away.
Yes,
Few
Maharaj.
hours away from Hyderabad, yeah.
Once I am in India, Maharaj, I will certainly go and see, come and see, have your darshan and then go and see the place too, Maharaj. And
Hare
then,
Krishna.
Maharaj, I loved your point. When we are born, we are almost already 10 months old. That's such a subtle point, Maharaj, that we all know, but we all don't realize that we are not the body, but the soul, which is there in the mother's womb way before, 10 months. That's such a
Yeah.
beautiful point, Maharaj. And then, Maharaj, certainly what scientists are saying today, in the studies, that cells are changing and evolving every minute. Our Shastras and our Gurus have said millions of years ago. So true, Maharaj, so true. It's just about, when we chant, we can think of these things and then we can realize that our Shastras are everything. Thank you so much, Maharaj. So beautiful class, Maharaj. Maharaj, Lavanya Mataji is there. Hare
Okay.
Krishna, Dhanva Pranam. She has a question, I think.
Okay.
Krishna, Hare Krishna
Hare
Maharaj.
Krishna. Hare
Please
Bol.
accept my pronouns. As you mentioned that until and unless we get the taste in chanting, that is eventually a gradual process. So the first question is that how can we actually develop the taste for chanting so that we can realize that we are not the body, we are soul. Because anyhow, seeing my condition every time in my bodily conscious, I act in certain way, considering that I am the body, not the soul, barring hearing the fact endlessly that we are not the body, we are soul. So please enlighten. Thank you so much.
Well, along with chanting, we should read regularly Srila Prabhupada's books. Prabhupada says the main purpose why I wrote these books is to convince you to chant the holy name of the Lord. Okay, so we have to be convinced about the process. And how we can become convinced? You read, and the result of your reading Srila Prabhupada's books is that you apply it in your everyday life, especially serving the Vaisnavas. You want to get the mercy from the Vaisnavas, right? We need mercy from Sri Hari, the spiritual master, Guru, and Vaisnavas. And we should not discriminate. Oh, he's a disciple of such and such Guru. Oh, he's a disciple of such and such Guru. I will only serve certain Vaisnavas and others, forget it. No. We should see everyone in equal vision, and we should serve them with utmost humility. No one can serve the Vaisnavas if he's not humble. And no one can chant the holy name of the Lord if he is not humble. This is the formula Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, right? Trinadapi Sunichena Roriva Sahisnuna Amanena Manana Kirtaniya Sadahari. Yeah, one should be ready to offer respects to everyone and not expecting any respect for oneself. One should inquire also. We be humbler than a blade of grass, more tolerant than a tree. See, we have to practice this. Actual practice this is when we serve the Vaishnavas, when we help others, like distribution of books. When you distribute books, you cannot be proud. You have to be extremely humble also. So this all goes together, side by side. Chanting Hare Krishna, you cannot be proud. You have to be always remain humble. Then, as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, then one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. Constantly means incessantly, uninterrupted, continuously. So that is our goal, to keep chanting. But then we have to read also, and then we have to also serve the Vaishnavas. So these are all like a complete package. You cannot do a pick up. Oh, I only want the other one. I don't I don't like serving. No way. I just chant. I don't want to serve. Or no, I don't have taste. In order for us to have taste, we have to do it. Okay.
Yeah.
And just like, a young child going to school doesn't want to go to school, but then as soon as he went to the school, he sees, oh, a lot of friends there. He can play more. But a child in the beginning doesn't want to go to the school, right? He just wants to stay at home. And he will cry. The parents will bring him to school and he keep on crying. But then after a few days, no way. He will get taste like that. We don't have taste and developing love of God, but we have to force ourselves. We have to perform austerities. Do your sadhana nicely. Get up early in the morning. For grihastas, those who live at home, have family, you should have mangalartik as well. For us who are asramites, inmates, we get up real early here in Vrindavan. Most of us are up by 3 o'clock. Some even before that. Yeah, but we're not expecting you all to be like this. Maximum, you should get up by 5. And then get ready for your Mangalartik before going to school or going to work. Chant some of your rounds before going to your daily routine and read one sloka, Bhagavad Gita. Sloka a day keeps Maya away. Okay? Don't forget that. Don't forget that. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. Only I seek your blessing so that I can serve the Vaishnavas and relish Prabhupada books. Because
Yes.
without your mercy, this is all useless.
No, we need all the mercy we can get, but we have to work hard for that mercy. Okay. Yes? Okay. Anything else? Any other questions? Comments?
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you. Beautiful answer. Jive Daya Name Ruchi Vaishnava Sevan. Very beautiful answer, Maharaj. And Maharaj also, our one of the offenses is to be inattentive while chanting. So very, very beautifully said, Maharaj. Maharaj, there actually is a question in the chat box. Maharaj, it is from a fallen soul. This is what the name says, Maharaj.
Fallen soul.
This is from fallen soul, Maharaj. Maharaj, I think this fallen soul does not know about me. I am most fallen, so they are stealing my name. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam. Okay. Question number 1. Maharaj ji, chant without offenses and with love is even difficult for a devotee at the level of asakti. How can we chant without offenses? It seems very impossible for me. So Maharaj, he wants some instructions from you to how to chant nicely and without 10 offenses.
It is not impossible. It is difficult. We have to give up our material attachments. This is number one. Remember what we mentioned earlier, how we can understand this? There should not be, we should be free from all material desires and lamentations, right? So we can come up to that. We have to try. There's a saying in English, try and try until you succeed. Try and try until you succeed. The nature of the soul, the nature of the Supreme Absolute Truth, the nature of the Holy Name, they're all very difficult to understand, be able to realize. But by following the instructions coming from Srila Prabhupada, our predecessor acharyas, and again, we should do it in utmost care and importance. We will reach there. This has been proven. This has been tried and proven. We don't have to change anything, but we have to follow the way we are, we've been taught. Okay. We've been given all these informations that we need to know in Srila Prabhupada's books. Don't go anywhere outside of ISKCON. Have faith, have patience. You need this. Be enthusiastic. Be always. Don't lose the sight, the vision of Vaikuntha. Don't lose the sight. It doesn't matter what happens in our life. There may be some reversals. There may be some unwanted things that will happen into our life, as we mentioned earlier, but do not be discouraged. Keep on going. The process may be slow, but it's gradual. Slow means gradual, but do not worry. Whatever we're lacking at the time of death, it is the sincerity that Krishna is looking unto us. He will make it up. What's that verse? I carry what they lack and I preserve what they have. Yes?
Ananya Chintayantoma.
Yes. So, Ananya Chintayastomam. So please have faith on the holy name. Have faith on the process. And you do not worry. Don't expect to have a baby. You just get married today and you want a baby tomorrow? No, we have to wait for some time. If the man and the wife are both fertile, then you'll have a baby. It is not that my guru is so powerful. Yeah, he'll bring me back home, back to Godhead, and I don't have to do anything. I have to do my part as a disciple. I have to follow his instructions. And of the utmost importance of all the instructions from the spiritual master is to chant the holy name of the Lord without any offenses. So if we are consciously, whenever we chant, oh yes, I have to chant sincerely. I have to avoid any offenses. One day we'll come to that level. If we're taking it casually, oh, I have to chant my rounds because I have promised my spiritual master I have to finish 16 rounds. And you just want to finish your 16 rounds, but you're not hearing the holy name. And you're not really chanting. As Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, it's like alphabets. These are just like letters. It will not have its full effect. We want the full effect, okay? So find your time, find your space where you'll be able to chant you and Krishna alone, together at that time. No computers, no cell phones, no nothing. Your chanting while you're driving is not counted as your rounds. Okay. Your rounds means specifically very, very attentive. When you're driving, it's okay to chant, but it's not really okay to chant because you're distracted. So please, don't worry. That time will come when you will have that full effect of the holy name of the Lord by chanting without any offenses. Okay.
Thank you, Maharaj. So beautiful. Yeah, 10 offenses. 10 offenses himself, themselves, they start, as you said, Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada has said, don't go anywhere but stay in the movement. And they start with that, right? Number one, to not blaspheme the devotees. And it's all in a sequence. If we just contemplate on them, so beautiful, Maharaj. And it is difficult, as you said, Maharaj, but not impossible. And many devotees, even group, has realized that. Sometimes
nothing is impossible. What did Prabhupada says? Impossible is in the words in the Fool's Dictionary.
100%. Yes, Maharaj. We all have realized that. Maharaj, if you have 5 more minutes, maybe, Maharaj, there is one more question in the chat box.
Okay.
Okay, Maharaj. Here, Jadeja, Mataji is asking, Maharaj, Hare Krishna, my humble obeisances unto your lotus feet. Maharaj, my question is out of context. I am sorry. But Maharaj, is there any particular qualification to read Srimad Bhagavatam? Could you please just bless that how to start Srimad Bhagavatam and try to understand it?
Well, first of all, Srila Prabhupada says we should start because Srimad Bhagavatam is an advanced stage of understanding the nature of the Absolute. First, we should read actually Shi Ishupanishad. Shi Ishupanishad is the kindergarten of spiritual knowledge. Yeah? Before you go to elementary, there's kindergarten, right? And the ABC is Bhagavad Gita. And then Srimad Bhagavatam. Then Chaitanya Charitamrita. And if you really wish to read Srimad Bhagavatam, you can read, but it should be under guidance of a learned, more advanced devotee. And if you have chance, you take Bhakti Sastri course. Now it's available online as well. That would be a nice opportunity to dive deeper into the books of Srila Prabhupada. And there are many groups who are studying Bhagavad Gita. You plug into one of those groups every day. I'm sure you have a Srimad Bhagavatam class like what we do here. Yeah. So continue doing this. Even though we are now in the 7th canto, it would be nice also if you go back here, Jadeja, to go back yourself in canto 1 also. But don't ever think that, oh, Bhagavad Gita is for the basics, for the elementary. Therefore, I want to go higher. I want to go to the 10th canto immediately. It is not like that. I read Bhagavad Gita every day. It's one of my favorite books. If not, it is the favorite books for me. So you have to read every day Bhagavad Gita. No way that you cannot do it without. If you cannot read, you're kind of busy, you can hear also, but it's not the same as reading. Hearing is for those who have eyesights, have problem with their eyesights. You have to hear at least one lecture of Srila Prabhupada every day. This is how I do it. Okay, so the particular qualification to read Srimad Bhagavatam, no, it's for everyone, but again, you have to start from the level where Srila Prabhupada would say, start with this, Bhagavad Gita, then Srimad Bhagavatam. Yeah, he says here, in this school, Bhakti Sangha, anyone is admitted under guidance of elevated Matajis and amazing speakers. Not only Matajis, also Prabhus. I was supposed to be in kindergarten, but now studying in university. Okay.
Haribol, Haribol, Haribol.
Everything okay now?
Yes, Maharaj, everything is okay. Thank you so much, Maharaj. Maharaj, Shamagori Mataji is there. Hare Krishna, Shamagori Mataji, please jump in.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble
Hare Krishna.
All good to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much,
Hare
Maharaj.
Bol.
Very, very wonderful class, Maharaj. Thank you so much. I was
I
the
think you,
happiest.
I think, no, I think you have forgotten me.
No,
I haven't,
Maharaj. No, Maharaj, I haven't forgotten.
no, I haven't have that connection or association with the Bhakti Sangha for a while.
Yeah.
It's okay, but I'm coming to America. I may see you in North Carolina. Yes?
Yes, Maharaj. Please come to Charlotte.
Yeah, we're going to was that Raleigh
Yeah.
and also
And
North
then
Carolina,
Charlotte.
then Charlotte. Yeah, I may spend a day or two there. Okay.
Maharaj,
So
Maharaj,
yes, but
Maharaj, one mercy, Maharaj. Varija Mataji is asking a question, Maharaj, if you can please answer.
one more
Uh,
question.
Just a very quick question. Dandavat
Quick question.
Pranam, Maharaji. The question is
Haribol.
that, Hari Bol. Dandavat Pranam. My question is that I really liked the way, not just the explanation of points, but also your spirit, like, the way you, interact with the devotees, the way you, your energy, and, something that's there, just in your words, in your speech. So how do you get that attitude of grace, of that energy? How do we get that? Because sometimes with the mundane activities, it's like, we are doing so many things around, and then even when you chant, the spirits are really low, and
Okay.
we try our best, but there are a lot of forces outside that put the spirit down, and then sometimes that grace does not come, or that energy, that enthusiasm. So I really am very inspired with your enthusiasm and energy. So please guide me, yeah, and bless me
There's
to the same.
nothing. No, there's no secret. There is nothing new. Everything is there. What Prabhupada and the previous acharyas has told us. One thing I can tell you though is that I get up early in the morning
Okay.
to
So
do my sadhana. You have to have a strict sadhana. You want to
okay.
attain love of God, and you have to pay for that. It doesn't
Mhm.
come so easy. The price is not cheap.
So it's the routine that gives the energy,
You have to.
and
It's like Prabhupada says. Many like yeah. It's like once you're in the mood of like trying to reach the goal, the destiny, you should not lose sight of that. And to attain that, you have to prepare to yourself to pay everything what is
yes.
necessary. It's like
Mhm.
Prabhupada says, uh, we have to have greed in spiritual life. We have to be greedy in spiritual life. It's like the materialists, they're greedy in money. I know as grihastas, you have to maintain your family, to sustain your family, you have to work, but don't forget, spiritual life is the most important. Many things will happen to us materially, will be affected. I know some devotees, their body is giving them pain. They have to take so much medicines for this. My God, I can't, I'm not feeling that now, even though I'm already 63, 62, 63. Um, but I know I will come to that point also that I will have my knees started to pain, or like, my shoulders and all these things. But that is secondary. And it is not so easy. It is not so easy, especially those who having health issues and so on. But one should not neglect the spiritual part of their life. One should not be discouraged. One should keep going because Krishna only wanted to see our sincerity. That is the most important ingredient in bhakti, our sincerity. I mentioned that earlier. So you get up early, you do your sadhana, you chant your rounds, you offer your prayers to the guru before going to work and so on, and you'll find yourself refreshed. I mean, I've been doing this for the last 40 plus years now. I joined in 1984. So that means how many? 40 years, right? Now,
Yes.
I don't think I want to slow down. No way, because if you snooze, you lose. Right? So no. But you need to be also surrounded by like-minded devotees, or those devotees who are more advanced than you are. Then you'll pick up their vibration. You'll pick up their enthusiasm. But here in Vrindavan, we have many devotees who are like that.
Yeah.
You know, I cannot miss Mangalartik. If I miss Mangalartik, everyone will know, oh, Janardhana Maharaj is absent today. But it's just part of life for me now. It's like, if I miss Mangalartik, I feel very sorry. I feel really guilty. So no morning program, no spiritual life. Okay, I repeat, no morning program, no spiritual life. That's it. If you have morning program, you have spiritual life, you'll be perfect the whole day.
Yeah.
Krishna will be always with you and you'll be always protected. Okay?
Yes, Maharaji. That is very, very beautiful and inspiring. And yes, morning program is very important. Yes.
Okay, we'll adjourn here now. So don't forget me, okay? Engage
No,
me
Maharaji,
in some service.
yes, we really enjoyed your Kirtan. Was very beautiful.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you,
Hare
Maharaj.
Krishna.
Hari
Dandabats.
Hari bol.
Vanchakalpat.
Dear devotees, let us pay our obeisances to Maharaj and all the assembled Vaishnavas.
Vancha kalpatarupyaksha kripa sindhubhyev cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah.
अनंत कोटि
Vaishnavabhindi
वैष्णव
ki
वृंद की
jai.
जय।
Jagat Guru Srila
Jai.
Prabhupada
Radhe Radhe.
Jai.
Radhe
HH
Radhe.
Bhakti Anugraha Janaradhana Swami Maharaj ki
Ki
Jai.
jai.
Radhe
Hari
Radhe.
Krishna.